be Cell. You're the pawn. Hello to another edition of the comic Sealess Villains comic creator or creator corner. I'm still trying to figure out the stupid title, but yeah. Welcome to the show. It's me, and I wanted to play that video to really introduce you to a man I've been wanting to run into work with to and show you his actual work. And I'm really glad I met this dude. He's definitely a one of a kind, as you can see from that video where he's scatting with Mr. Burgundy. And here he is, Mr. Evil Fett, Mike.
Yeah, Sealess Villains, the cultivator of cosplay culture.
Cultivator of cosplay cultures as well. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. We'll have to hashtag that one. That one belongs to you.
Okay, I'll take it. How are you this morning, Red?
Good, man. How are you?
Wonderful. How's everyone out there in podcast land? Welcome to Sealess Villains, and we're glad that you're here with us this morning.
Glad here. I mean, they're gonna trickle in, or if not, they'll catch it on the rewind. But definitely, again, let's dive into the cosplayer. We call him Mike here. Let me pull up another item here. Well, give us a little history of how you started on cosplay, Mike.
Well, I think cosplay was called Halloween back then, and
that's true. That is very true.
I always like to, have a nice costume, especially you're in grade school or whatnot. You dressed up for wherever your Halloween parade that your school had, and I always wanted to be a number one, so I just kept it going since then. And that's me in red. Doesn't red look great?
Hey, I couldn't have done that costume without you.
It just progressed through then, and then I've been going to conventions forever, and then I said, well, let's jump in head first and try it out, and the rest is history.
Now, what was your first cosplay that you made, bought, and wore into a convention? I
have not really bought anything. My first one was a Bleach cosplay. I did a Bleach character, and it went over pretty well. And then I got the fever, and then the fever just took over.
Describe this fever that I guess that you caught as a cosplayer.
Well, I'm sure you felt it when the first person asks you to take a picture or wants to shake your hand or says great job. That's the fever that you get, and it's elation over anything, and you just feel proud of yourself for what you created or what you've accomplished.
Mm-hmm. And I think we have proof of that here. Let me pull up a video from our friend Victor here and show that kind of fever that people might be interested in.
Fever.
This fever. Play this quick video. Oops, let me turn on the volume.
Today we are in the DBZ exhibit, towering power sources, but the most powerful thing you can see here today is, yes, the one, the only, the champ, Mr. Satan.
How you doing out there in camera land? Mr. Satan, the man who beat Cell with one punch. What do you want to know about Mr. Satan? Or in America, they call him Hercule.
Now the cool thing is, Hercule has opted in to do a tour and tell us the story of DBZ as we journey around.
Well, there's only one true story, is I beat Cell. When Cell came to birth, that Goku guy couldn't do it by himself. He needed Cell's help. So Cell was here to save the world. Cell will do it again and again. Yeah.
And he has the belt to prove it. Well, lead the way, Mr. Satan.
Yeah, that was a day. That was a day. The champ is here.
The champ is here.
Make way for the champ. That was fun.
That was fun. We had a great day that day. SDCC 2023 was great. It was fun. Yes. And thanks, Fred, for being there with me. I couldn't have did it without you.
Hey, again, it was the stars lining up that made it all happen. And I'm glad it did. It's like wow, it totally elevated my Comic Con experience. And like before that, I was just getting exclusives and stuff. But then you showed me the whole aspect of the cosplay stuff on for that convention and Hall H as well. Because God damn it, it's hard to get into Hall H.
All the hard to get in.
Yeah, but the cosplay experience, man, that's it's. I see it all the time when I get there, but then I didn't know it more in depth. It's like how much work it would take to really just to stay in character and to, I guess, to be the belle of the ball. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to actually jump in the boots of the character you are portraying. I think a lot of cosplayers out there just put the costume on and walk around.
Mm.
But to bring life to that costume, you have to be that character, and you have to do everything possible to be that character. Like I said, I've watched DBC from start to finish, all 7 movies, and I've got Hercule, Mr. Satan's voice down pretty good. So I jump in it full throttle. Sorry, a little dry right now. Let me take some of the libation. And you did a great job too. You were jumped into it, hook, line, and sinker too, my friend. And that's what pulled it off.
Win in Rome. Win in Rome.
Win in Rome. Exactly. I got a couple of things I'd like to talk about cosplay.
Go ahead.
And I'm gonna probably get a lot of flack for this, and I'm gonna take it because I have broad shoulders. I believe cosplay is for everyone, but not for everyone. I'm an old dude, and I will never cosplay Robin from The Boy Wonder because I'm an old dude. And I think you should cosplay your specific body frame, your specific age. That's why I do adult characters, middle-aged men. Like I would do a Frank Miller Batman. I would never do a Frank Miller Robin. So that's personally how I feel about cosplaying and portraying a character to its max. Because if you don't do that, you kind of look out of place. And I'm not saying that it's okay, your body, whatever it is, but you should really jump into the character. You should just put the costume on. You know who that is? That is Handsome Jack from Borderlands. Again, another middle-aged character.
I mean, your cosplay selections have been pretty good. I mean, it's all over your page here. I'm trying to like this guy.
Yeah, like I said, that's a mashup between Mario and Assassin's Creed. I call them Creed brothers, and that's my dearly departed friend Mark, who played Mario, and I played, of course, Luigi.
Oh, very nice, very nice. May you rest in peace there.
May he rest in peace.
And when you're saying cosplay as your specific body type, you're saying that you shouldn't be cosplaying like a little kid or
no, because I mean you can't give that character the justice that it deserves if you're cosplaying a child and you're a 57-year-old man. It just doesn't fit. I mean you could do a great costume and be rewarded for the work you did, but again, cosplay is just not the costume. It's the persona with the costume that makes the cosplay jump.
And this is you as Cobra Commander Darth Vader, or Cobra.
I call him Commander Vader.
Commander Vader. Very nice. Very nice. This is, I think, Stockton Con? Or
no, this is LA Comic Con when it used to be called Kamikaze, when Stan Lee was in charge of it.
Okay.
God rest his soul.
And when I guess it's like when you're cosplaying, you're doing more than just playing dress up here. You're actually playing actor as well.
Yeah, it's a theater. It's a live theater. Well, this is what I believe. It is a live theater that's going on in a convention with 5,000 to 100,000 people. Yes.
Uh, and and throughout your cosplay career, which spans what
15 years.
years, how many costumes have you made?
Maybe 80 and maybe another 100 for customers.
Okay, so you do take commissions.
Yes, I do take commissions, and
Not,
I'm taking commissions now. If you guys all want to have something made by me,
uh, what was your most complex costume that you made for yourself or a customer?
uh, I probably Goblin Slayer. I think that was the most complex, probably the most tedious work, um, and probably the most uncomfortable costume I've made. I try to make costumes for the everyday Joe or Jill because you go to a convention, you maybe want to go to a panel or not, and you want to sit down, you want to go to the restroom, and if you've been to any big conventions, you have to stand a long, long time. So yeah, so I try to make them a little more comfortable, and but this one definitely wasn't comfortable.
Wow. So what was what is the material made out of for something like
EVA foam.
EVA foam, which is also called Warbler?
Warbler. No, Warbler is different. Warbler is a thermal plastic. EVA foam is the black kind of diamond plate stuff you get at Harbor Freight to put on your garage floor.
Okay.
Warbler is that comes in a kind of, it looks like a plywood kind of thin sheet that you can heat up and bend and mold to whatever shape that you want.
And then when you say you're making it for a specific person that um and making it easy access, like how do you incorporate the I guess the taking off of the costume in order for them to use the bathroom?
Right. I try to add like zippers in the private areas so you can, and I try to leave them exposed so you can get at them easy. So if you hypothetically have to go to the urinal or to the toilet, that you can unzip and do your business, and then not have to take everything off. So and I try to make the knees and the elbows really flexible so you can bend and stretch and do the business that you have to do.
As far as armor is concerned, do you keep it all one piece, or is everything like separate pieces that they get strapped?
I try to make it separate pieces. Shoulders and chest one, upper arm one, lower arm one, hand, hip one, thigh one, and the lower half of the leg, the underneath the knee and the ankle one.
Like, how much would if someone were interested to commission you now? What are your rates?
That is subjective. I go by this pyramid, and the pyramid has three sides, of course, and one is price, one is speed, and one is quality, and you only can pick two.
Mm.
So you couldn't have a cheap and a quick one, because that's going to be, the quality is not going to be there. So you got to kind of pick what your demon is and work with that. I can work with a budget, but things are not cheap. I'm going to let you know. I mean, if you could show some of the helmets that I've did on IG, they go for around about $850 to $900.
Let me pull that up. And well, where do you usually get your materials from, other than I guess Hobby Lobby?
I try not to use Hobby Lobby. I only use them if I have to. Hobby Lobby has some religious connotations that I'm kind of against, so it's usually I get Warbler from Yaya Hun's site, or I get it from Amazon. I get my EVA foam from Harbor Freight. There's several places that I purchase stuff from.
Hold on, I'm trying to your IG. I just don't want to make sure I expose the.
Oh, okay. I understand completely. Well, if you can't, you can't. I just kind of wanted to show the people, the helmet, what a helmet looks like.
Let me pull up this one here. That
Oh.
one, similar to what you are wearing.
That's a toy that I had made.
So your costume for Evil Fett,
Fett.
yeah, with this helmet. Okay, this is a helmet that you customly made.
Right.
What explain how what did it take to make something like that?
Well, I printed it out with a 3D printer, and of course you have to sand it, prime it, and shoot it. The helmet probably would be $750. The costume probably another $1,900, depending on if you wanted the cane or not. So you're looking at about $2,200 out the door for everything.
There it is.
That one right there. Yeah.
Now it's you buy the material and I remember asking you this during the convention where you don't buy already made costumes.
No.
What is your reason for that?
Because I believe that the pride comes in the quality and the precision of the the building it. I believe if you want to buy something, that's fine, but you should try to modify it and make it your own. Everything I make is one of a kind. The one I'm wearing right there, if I made it again, it wouldn't be exactly the same because there's no way for me to copy it. There's always going to be some kind of mastery or imperfection or perfection to it. So everything is one off. So I kind of like the one off kind of thing.
Well, what would you do if you were to make this one again? Well, what would you do to improve it?
I'd probably add some lights, more lights to it. I don't know if you can blow it up. You can see maybe you can see the lighting around the neck area. No, maybe you can't. I would add more lighting. I'd put probably lighting on the ankle and the wrist, and around the chest. Maybe lighting around the bottom of the helmet so it kind of pops a little more because that's what cosplay is going to, a little more digital effects to the costume instead of just the armor and the material.
Okay, and where's your zipper in order for you to use the restroom?
If you look at it, the zipper's right down the front. See the between the two stars, it goes all the way down to the crotch. The belt is Velcro, so you just pop the E and the F off, and you can go.
Okay, so that's a whole one piece, not just a top and a pair of pants.
That's a one piece jumper, yeah.
Wow. So how many times have you worn this to a show?
Well, to tell you the truth, another pet peeve I have of cosplayers is them wearing the same costume at every show. I hardly ever wear the same costume twice. If I do, it's because a specific reason, like the Hercule one, the same one I wore with you, is because I was doing it as kind of a team, and you were going as Ox King, so it's kind of a team thing. But I hardly wear the same thing twice. This one I did wear twice. I took a first place at Snafu, and I think it was. I don't even think it's around anymore. What was that thing called? The traveling one, Big Wow.
Oh, Big Wow. Okay. Big Wow is I'm pretty sure Fan Expo had bought them out.
Yeah, Fan Expo bought them out. I was thinking about bringing this one back and fixing the cane because the cane does light up. I was going to add some more light to it, and maybe wear to Big Wow. I mean, to Fan Expo San Francisco.
I mean, if Evil Knievel he's passed away, right? He's dead, right?
Yes, correct. He is.
So if he's still alive, or even if some Robbie Knievel,
I think Robbie's dead too.
Oh, Robbie's dead. Damn. So there's no more Knievels that could sign this costume off and then have you frame it. Then.
Yeah, that would be a dream because the reason why I made this costume was because my two favorite characters are Evil Knievel and Boba Fett. So I just put them together.
So this was your very first official costume to go with your name.
This is the one to go with the name, yeah. And can I mention names? E-Man from E-Man's World of Geek had seen or took pictures of I say the best form of flattery is as an imitation, as a guy at San Diego Comic-Con this year dressing as Evil Fett as my cosplay.
I think I seen him walking around. So were you able to speak to him and say and ask him like what was his inspiration or
No, I didn't see him. I asked E-Man where he's seen him, and E-Man said in the hallway or something like that. But I never seen him. I would definitely like to walk up and shake his hand and tell him thank you.
So do you? I guess like it seems like people who've seen your costume in the past are inspired to make it for their own, and that is that like a proud papa moment for you?
It's definitely it's definitely a proud papa moment. Yes, exactly. I would say like I said, imitation is the greatest form of flattery. So yeah, absolutely that someone took the time to try to emulate something that I created.
Mm-hmm. But and then with the creation of a cosplay, you even though if they bought it, if they switch it up and change up and added more stuff to it, then that's not like part of your pet peeve, right? As long as they personalize the cosplay. Let's say if it was for a Spider-Man, just because it's harder to print the webs and stuff on lycra or paratites that it's.
I say if they're gonna buy something like that, let's say a Spider-Man and have like a Zentai Zeta suit, if they bring it to life by acting like Spider-Man or Peter Parker, the positionings to take a photograph or whatnot, that brings it to life. So I kind of look past that. It's hard to, print the fabric to go. Can I let a shout out to a great person that prints stuff out for me? It's called supergeek.com. It's in London, England, and the guy's name is Dave, and he prints things out on lycra that he'll sew together, or he'll send you the pieces for you to sew together. Dave does a great job. I use him a lot to do those kind of things.
Super Geek spelled out .com?
Yeah, supergeek.com, correct.
Oh, Stripper Geek. Oh, okay, Stripper Geek.
No. I wasn't talking about G-String Dave. G-String Dave is somebody else.
Well, we'll place it on the IGs later.
Okay.
I get it right. Now, it's I guess with the community as a whole with cosplayers, I mean, you also grouped up with the guys at the 501
Mandalorian Mercs, yeah, all of them, yeah, absolutely.
How often do you do group cosplays with those guys?
I'm a member of the 501st Golden Gate Garrison. I try to do as much as possible. They're a little demanding on time because they want to do charities and whatnot, and I don't have that much time to do those kind of things, but I do try.
And then you're also part of the McBingers. Am I correct?
I am. Yeah.
Let me find your photo here from your IG.
We're probably doing the Vindicators from Rick and Morty. I don't know if I put that one there on IG. It might be on my Facebook, or it might be on.
Oh, this is Facebook. Yeah.
Tumblr or whatnot, but yeah. What is it? 2017? Maybe 2017. Rick and Morty. They had a outside of San Diego Comic-Con, they had a costume contest, and we went as the Vindicators, and I was as drunk Rick.
I gotta have to find that one. It's probably about like the first time I've seen the group at the convention where it was like, wow, like you guys really coordinated this whole I guess group, and did you guys win any awards at the?
We didn't. My good friend Marion, who does probably the best Pickle Rick out there, we lost to a guy doing Pickle Rick. So yeah. So that was kind of heartbreaking. I don't know if
that's you and the the Jack in the Box Doctor Strange.
Uh,
Yes. Now, can you give us a little background of the creation of these characters? Would that'll be an amalgamation of fast food franchises?
The gentleman who does Big Thor, I don't want to say his name because maybe he doesn't want me to say it, but he's a great cosplayer himself, and his girlfriend, I think wife now, and Marion, who does Panda Express Hulk. He asked me if I could come up with something really fast, so I did it. And I like to do mashups, like I did, Commander Vader and Evil Fett. So I like to take two entities and smash them up and make one. So I just thought it was funny, the big round head of the Jack in the Box, and Doc Strange is such a kind of serious character. So put a clown with something serious was quite funny in my mind. So that's why I did it.
Now, are the McVengers going to make a return?
I don't know. The last time we got together was at, I guess it was, what's another one of those traveling ones was in Sacramento. I keep wanting to say Big Wow, but Big Wow's not around. I don't think it was Fan Expo, but it was that was the last time we got together. And
okay.
So it's been since 2017.
Well,
I guess we're all getting older, and we all have jobs, so we have to do what we got to do to survive.
That's completely understandable. And on the next, I guess if you were guys to get back together as the McVengers, what would be the next group idea?
I would like to bring my my Panera Red Skull out, because I was working on that one because I'm a Jew, and Panera was owned by the grandfather was a huge Nazi, so I thought that would be funny to portray Red Skull as and Panera together. So I was gonna do Panera Red Skull.
Panera Red Skull. And how would it look?
I think I would get some Panera, the bagging or the boxes, and put on the shoulder. I would have the Tesseract, like half a sandwich and half Tesseract. Have the Red Skull head and the black long coat.
I can't wait to see it once you created it, and I'll be a pretty dope mashup there. And it's like every costume that you have, it's one or twice, more than once or twice. Like, what do you do with them afterwards?
I bag them and tag them. I bag them all up nice and put them in a container that's waterproof and so they don't get messed up. And I put them away, and then I bring them out. Sometimes I've needed the material, so I sometimes strip it down and use it.
Oh, okay. So they do get recycled.
Yeah, they do get recycled. Yeah. But I would never sell anything that I wore.
Oh, wow. Is it hard to keep those clean?
It is. Okay. Yeah, you got my dry cleaning bill is quite expensive.
And then I think last question for me about the cosplay is like, do cosplayers like superheroes wear protective cups under their costumes in order to hide the bulge?
I made a crappy one for my Mr. Fantastic, and I was really disappointed how it fit, and I was jostling it with it all the time. I know you watched me jostle with it while we were at San Diego Comic-Con, so I made a terrible one. Can you bring up that video on the Instagram of my fantastic Mr. Reed Richards Fantastic Four?
Yeah. Give me a second. Was it Instagram or Facebook? I could have sworn you did like a pretty dope.
I did it on both, so it should be on Instagram maybe. one of the few recent posts on Instagram, so you can probably pull that up faster.
I got it here. Okay. Well, keep on.
Okay, I'll keep on talking. No problem. Take your time. Yeah. So I made a cup out of foam, and I thought it was a good job. I had the right kind of jock to put it in and whatnot, but I guess I didn't nail down the corners, and it looked kind of square, and it made my crotch look square.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look.
Nice.
I think I see it. I think I see it. I see the bulge like going to the right.
Yeah, it's a little square. I have a square penis.
Wow. Okay. So you have to at least know the size of how much, I guess, square inch of you need to cover up in order for.
Correct. Yeah, I blew that one, but it was too late. I tried it on. I thought it looked great, but then in San Diego it didn't look so great.
Is it just because it's an not aftermarket, but it's just something you bought a sports cup and then modified it, or just something that
I took a piece of foam and I shaped it the same as the cup, and I took a Dremel to flatten the sides out to make it more round on the sides instead of so square. But I guess when I put it inside the pocket in the jock, it just looked square, and I wasn't happy with it.
Maybe it just turned. That's why you got that shape.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, even a professional's mess up too.
No, it's what do they call it? A costume malfunction?
Yeah, exactly.
Like Janet Jackson had a costume malfunction. I mean, for that's just for the men or the males or whatever they identify. What about for individual breasts? Do they use pasties to cover up?
Yeah, they use pasties. A lot of women what I do is I if I'm doing a woman's costume, I ask for a bra, and then I take some. I just had a brain fart. Sorry guys. Fiberglass, and I fiberglass the bra.
Okay. So so you based off that dimensions from their current bra.
Correct.
But if they couldn't send it to you, do you happen to find yourself going?
That's difficult because one could be bigger than the other, and I mean they're not really truly symmetrical.
Oh.
So I definitely would want one of those before I made a female costume.
Okay, so you I won't find you at Victoria's Secret just sizing up a bra then.
Nope. I don't want someone to call security.
Okay. All right. Definitely. Okay. If people are looking for Mike and they find him at Victoria's Secret, it's because you probably ran out of options to find the size, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I felt like I got to know you even more today.
Love you, Red. I think you're the best guy out there.
Oh, feelings mutual, buddy. And now for the I guess the meat of the show, or I guess we're Ahsoka had premiered this week with 2 episodes, and let's take a look at the trailer to remind us of what we're in store for. Let me pull this up. Let's see what that looks like. This one.
In order to create, we are no Jedi.
I started hearing whispers of Thrawn's return as heir to the Empire.
What happens when we find Thrawn?
Power, such as you've never dreamed.
I've spent most of my life fighting the war.
That's why I'm trying to convince you to help me prevent another one.
You and I both know who could help you with this.
She's still just as stubborn as ever.
I bet your master found you difficult at times.
Anakin never got to finish my training. I walked away from him, just like I walked away from Sabine.
You never made things easy for me, Master.
As a Jedi, sometimes you have to make the decision no one else can. But I'm counting on you to see this through.
Nice haircut. Sometimes we have to do what's right, regardless of our personal feelings.
Buckle up.
If we don't stop Thrawn, everything will be in vain. You have no power.
Anakin spoke highly of you.
I'm not here to discuss my past.
We have a lot of work to do.
Once a rebel, always a rebel.
All right. Okay, let's hear your thoughts, Mike. What do you think of the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka?
I liked it a lot. I thought it was great. I have some, nitpicky stuff, just because I'm a fanboy, and but other than that, I thought it was really good. I think everyone should give it a chance. I'm going to go out there to say that I liked it better than the last season of The Mandalorian. How's that?
Okay, that's a pretty good statement right there. Now what made it? What were the highlights of the first 2 episodes that kind of stuck out with you?
The Inquisitor being put in there real fast. Second episode, Ahsoka has a battle with an Inquisitor. I thought that was great. I like the speeder bike chase in the first episode. I thought that was kind of cool.
Sabine getting away from her little celebratory I guess ass kissing from what's his face?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was actually pretty cute. That was
it was written really good. I think Favreau or whoever wrote it did a really good job. Again, that's the first 2 episodes. It could go downhill quite fast, just like some other things that Disney Plus has put on. But so far, the first 2 episodes I enjoyed.
Yeah, I see that the first lightsaber duel not involving Ahsoka with Sabine, and I forgot the other character's name, but it seemed pretty rough and pretty slow. And I think that they're trying to convey that
they're not Jedi Masters.
They're not Jedi Masters, and then Sabine is very rusty because she hasn't been practicing the ways of the Force. And so going through that trailer, there's another scene in there where they fight again, and I'm hoping that fight scene is a lot better than what we saw on the second episode.
I concur with your analogy of the fight. I think both of them are not Jedi Masters. They're both Padawans, both early Padawans in their Jedi mastery. And yeah. I think the girl that Sabine fights, I forgot her name too. I'm sorry. I apologize, podcast world. But maybe she's a little better because she's been training with the older gentleman.
Yeah, and their entrance into that. Let me go back to that photo. Into that, I guess that prison ship right here.
Right.
Was badass.
It reminiscent of the New Hope when Vader comes in at the beginning of that and takes everyone out.
Right. I think it was more parallel to Rogue One.
Right.
Rogue One, where Vader was going to get Leia when she escapes, but him going through the hallways of that ship and just beating the shit out of everybody was badass. And I think that's what made Rogue One such a I guess stand out from the rest of the Star Wars universe because it's there. You didn't see anything that kind of Vader where he's like heartless and just doesn't give a shit to just kill everybody.
Can I nitpick on the scene a little bit?
Yeah,
They showed the droids getting like decapitated, but when they hit the rebel, I mean they're not rebels anymore. I guess the Alliance guards, you didn't see any. You just seen them fall. It was like a spaghetti western where you don't, there's no blood, there's no guts. They just see them fall. I wanted to see a little more CGI, like when Sabine gets stabbed. Oops, sorry for letting some out there. I apologize. You did see the lightsaber go through her, so I wanted a little more of that. But I guess money constrictions, they couldn't do that much CGI on that fight scene. But I wanted a little bit more blood and guts.
Yeah, and they're probably just trying to keep it PG, and having to see blood really would have bumped up that rating.
But other than that, yeah, it's fabulous. Yeah, I like a lot. And Rosario Dawson plays Ahsoka. I think she's doing a wonderful job. I myself watched the Clone Wars, the cartoon, and I believe that you kind of have to watch that in order to jump into Ahsoka a little bit. I think it's imperative so you understand kind of the time frame and the plot and understanding who Ezra is. And I think that a lot of people out there should jump in and stream the Clone Wars real quick and jump back into Ahsoka.
I mean, not just the Clone Wars. After Clone Wars is Rebels.
Yeah, Rebels.
Well, so because you only get to see on Clone Wars or the growth of Ahsoka. When it comes to Rebels, it's the older Ahsoka that that kind of leads the rebellion again, and fighting off Thrawn. And so this is where we are as far as like the story has jumped into, but we will also get to find out how the rift really happens between Ahsoka and Anakin, post Clone Wars.
Right. Yeah, correct. I agree 100%. Yeah.
Now on this current scene that we're seeing right now, did it give you a little bit of Indiana Jones vibes?
It did. I wasn't even going to mention that because Indiana Jones' last movie is such a flop. But yeah, it was definitely Indiana Jones. I was thinking the Rock was going to roll down the hill and she would have.
Yeah, I thought that too.
Yeah, I got that. I don't know if Favreau wanted to do that as a homage to Indiana Jones or whatnot, but yeah.
George Lucas and Spielberg did work on both Star Wars and Indiana Jones. It's nice little throwback there. And this chase here,
I love this chase. It remind me of Bullet from Steve McQueen driving through San Francisco.
Right, or the beginning of Star Trek, the J.J. Abrams.
Right, the running.
The running from the kid took off with Kirk taking off with his stepdad's Mustang.
Right, exactly.
Yes, that's what it looked like there. Pretty badass, and
if you notice Ahsoka's speeder bike helmet, she has her little cat friend painted on the side. I thought that was a really cool detail. You don't really get to see that in the show, but in the freeze frame, you get to see it. That's really great stuff.
Nice detail there for Sabine. I guess that's her pet. And
wasn't that Ezra's pet though?
Was it? Yeah, I think so.
It was Ezra's pet, and I guess she just took charge of it, or
because since Ezra is somewhere in the galaxy, that's the reason for the show is to find him and Thrawn. And what do you think of the current I guess subplot of Ahsoka and Sabine not trying to make amends but trying to work together again because somehow their relationship fell apart post Rebels?
But doesn't all Padawan and Jedi fall apart in every Star Wars movie. Why John and Obi-Wan, Anakin and Obi-Wan, Sabine and Ahsoka. I mean, they all have some kind of riff or some tension that pulls them apart, and then they later come back.
Well, that's the whole thing of the master and the apprentice, right? Where the master has his ways, and then the apprentice will grow into those ways and find something better or improve on it, right? And I guess that's the birth of the Sith, where where the apprentice could think like, what? Why am I training with this guy? And I could be so much powerful than him. He's just holding me back.
Right. Exactly. But I think they got to keep that tension between to give some power a rise to other powers.
Right. And there's always gonna. I guess that's the main story driver for most Jedi stories is always going to be the master and apprentice dynamics.
Correct.
There wouldn't be an Obi-Wan versus Anakin if they if they always lovey-dovey with each other, right?
Exactly.
I mean, what do you
was that Richard? Was that Richard? What is Robert? No, that's John Favreau. Richard Rodriguez.
Tony.
Huh?
Richard Rodriguez.
Yeah.
No, this is Dave Filoni right here.
Oh, Dave Filoni. Because I know whatever his name, Richard Rodriguez always has a cowboy hat on.
Nah, oh yeah, he does, but they only kind of relegated him to do Mandalorian and all of Boba Fett. Since Boba Fett is mostly a western.
Yeah, a spaghetti western.
And Mandalorian started off as a spaghetti western, and then kind of evolved into a samurai showdown.
Yeah, and that's where I lost it. I liked it better as a shoot 'em up, and I'm waiting for Bane to come into a larger character in that.
I'm trying to remember. Cad Bane got shot.
Right.
But did he survive? Was he placed in the back of the tank? I don't remember. But I know in the other series where the Bad Batch, Cad Bane is a huge character there.
Right. I wish they would write him in a little bigger because he's kind of a badass. Oh,
very, very. It seems like they're showing Cad Bane as, I guess, when he's older for Mandalorian. Right. Maybe he's lost a step. Two. Yeah. Aggressively says, "We are what they grow beyond." Yoda. Okay, I forgot what series was that quote from, but definitely more pertinent to what the series is. Really, Jedis do outgrow their masters.
They definitely do.
And then the news of Ray Stevenson.
Yeah, isn't that how they gonna do that? I mean, they're gonna write him out real fast.
I don't know. They are recasts. I mean, I don't know because we haven't seen the whole arc yet, and whether or not they kill off his character. But it's we don't want to see a character wasted away, even when the original.
Isn't that quite a shame? The other series, the gentleman died right off the back too. I can't off the top of my head. Can't think of it right off the top of my head. What was the other series that the gentleman died like right as the beginning of the series too?
It was Moon Knight.
Moon Knight, yeah.
Yeah, that gentleman, his was a bit part. I don't know if they were going to expand on it because I know his character did survive. But it could be recasted as well.
And what can you do when it's your time? It's your time.
Right.
It's sad that he had a big role in a big series, but sad that he passed.
Yeah, and it's gonna happen, and then you're gonna get replaced or recasted or even AI'd.
Yeah, there we go. Disney uses AI.
Aggressively says Bane had that beeping light when he died.
So I guess he's died.
Yes, he's not. Oh, so did the Predator, but the Predator blew up.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. I forgot about that. Yeah, when his arm band thing. Yeah. Thanks, aggressive.
Right. Oh wow. Okay. You know what? I wasn't a big fan of the sequel trilogy. I can't find myself sitting through it even on a rerun playing through TNT.
You know, as much as I love Star Wars and there's only one movie I really liked, and that was Empire Strikes Back, and I know I'm going to get a lot of flack and probably on my Instagram and my Facebook for that, but yeah, as much as I love Star Wars and all my cosplays have something to do with Star Wars, um,
Oh,
mainly
yeah, where is he?
yeah, there he is. There's Chopper.
Did you bring your one cosplay? Did you bring it out?
Which one?
I think you had not a Thrawn cosplay, but a
Oh, Count Dooku.
Count Dooku, and I think you had also an Imperial.
Yeah, I had Admiral Kendrick.
Ah,
I was gonna wear it. I brought it to San Diego Comic Con, but it was just too hot. And remember, I got a little case of the shingles.
that's right. That's right. Yeah. How was the shingles anyway?
It's not nice. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. And the cosplay with cosplay boots and the shingles wasn't fun. But again, the show must go on, right?
Show must go on. You must play the character, work with it until the end of the day, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, what okay. As far as the two episodes are, what on a comic book scale, where would you rate episode 1 and then episode 2?
8.1.
8.1 for episode 1.
For episode 1 and 2.
Okay. Okay.
Are we doing them each separate then? Then I can give different ratings.
Yeah. Yeah. Just do them separate.
Okay. Episode 1, I give it a 9. Episode 2, I give it a 7.1. So I break it down to both of them 8.1.
Okay. Pretty good.
What do you do, Red?
For episode 1, I'd give it a 9.2, and then episode 2, since it was more story driven, but there's still a little bit of action.
Right.
I give it a solid 8.0.
So we're in the same ballpark.
Yeah. And what are you expecting for the rest of the season?
I'm expecting a lot more fight scenes. I think that's what the fans want. That's what I want. I want Ahsoka to be not just a Jedi, but a Jedi Master. But I don't know how she can be that because there's no more Jedis, or very few out there. So who's gonna take her training to master the Jedi powers and the Force? I want to see that. I want to see Sabine put the helmet on and be a Mandalorian, not so much a Jedi. I want to see that. And I want to see some cool special effects when they're driving their speeder bikes or their jets.
Yeah, it looks like it's well made and well written. Definitely another banger from Filoni and Favreau. But that's all we can estimate out of what we saw with the first 2 episodes. I'm just hoping that we dive more into the story with the development of Ahsoka being the gray Jedi, and seeing where Thrawn and Ezra were there at the story and how would they be developed further in. And
yeah, and I'm curious if they're going to make Ezra was a child in the cartoons. Now he's probably a 50-year-old man. How they're gonna portray him? Is he gonna have the same kind of outfit on? He doesn't have his lightsaber anymore because Sabine has it. So what lightsabers he's gonna have? Because the lightsaber chooses you don't choose the lightsaber. So I'm kind of curious about those things too.
And then I know we're also gonna get, I guess, flashbacks of Anakin because Hayden is slated to be on the show.
Yeah. His names are in the credit.
Yeah. So it's will he be there as Anakin or will he be Vader? Yeah.
I like him as Vader.
Yeah. Yeah. Because remember how I guess Obi-Wan had left him from the Obi-Wan series, like beaten and battered.
Right.
badass, and I want to see if that universe was in the same timeline as Ahsoka, and then we probably get to see a beaten and battered Vader post that fight.
Yeah, that'd be great, and I'd like to see that if they're gonna put like, because Yoda's still alive in that time frame too.
Yeah, is
so if there's like a flashback of Yoda talking to Anakin or something like that, or whatnot.
Well, let's hope for the best here, and then enjoy the show. And would you gender bend this cosplay of Sabine?
I would, because again, you put the bucket on, and you can be whoever you want. Yeah, I would do it. I think it's a great Mandalorian outfit that she has. Very colorful.
Very colorful. It fits the character, and hopefully get to see more of that from the show. Mike, where can people reach you as far as like get commissions and seeing you live in person in cosplay?
Well, if you go to conventions, I go to a lot of them, so you'll see me at all the big major conventions in the California and whatnot. All the social media is the same thing except the X. I don't do the X anymore since you know who has it. So Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, Vero, TikTok, even Crazy Clapper. I'm on them all at Evil Fed Cosplay.
Evil Fed Cosplay. And if you guys are interested in his cosplays, again, just reach out to Mike on Messenger. He's easy to reach. If you can't reach him, go through me. I'll get him on the phone, and I'll probably scream at him on FaceTime.
Everybody out there in podcast land, C-list villains, the cultivator of cosplay. They messed it up. Cultivator of cosplay creations. How's that? And yeah, there it is. There it is.
Right there. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm so proud to be a member of the C-list villains, and it's such an honor to be on the podcast. Every time you guys have me, I'm so proud, and I want to let everyone know out there in podcast land that how much I appreciate Red and the other C-list villains for letting me have time on the air and say my opinion.
Hey, it's everybody should experience this. It's a great platform to express yourself, and even it's good for your mental health, really, to talk about what you love, and to have a little bit of a excitement as far as like debating on what happens on X issue, right?
Correct.
Right. It's good, and then we should make this still a whole every Saturday thing, but we'll let's brainstorm on that. But again, everybody, thank you for showing up. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe.
C-list villains.
And then that'll help out with the algorithm, because the algorithm is run by AI, and AI doesn't like people. Yeah, so we'll see you guys next Saturday with another episode. Thank you.
Enjoy your weekend.
Enjoy your weekend, and let me see the outro. Bye, everybody. Oops.
Thanks again for listening to another episode of the C-list Villains podcast, your cultivators of the comic culture. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and email us at clistvillains@gmail.com. You can also leave us a voicemail or text us at 209-975-7597. Be sure to join Luke Week's Facebook group, Rare Keys and First Appearance Comics. And you can follow us on our 2 Instagram accounts, C-list Villains and C-list Villains Podcast. Lastly, follow the villains on their separate IG accounts, at Luke Weeks, at C-list Villainous Red,